At the core of human flourishing is family. At the core of family is marriage. And at the core of marriage is intentionality. Without intentionality, marriages drift, families fracture, and children, the most vulnerable among us, are left without direction, identity, or security. Intentional parenting is not an optional extra, it is the difference between generational strength and generational decline. Intentionality is the conscious choice to act with purpose, clarity, and vision. In parenting, it means you do not simply raise children by accident or default. In marriage, it means you do not simply coexist with your spouse but deliberately invest in the relationship. Parenting without intentionality is like sailing without a compass. You may move, you may drift, but you will likely end up where you never intended to be. Marriage without intentionality is like building a house without blueprints. Walls may rise, but they may not stand in the storm. Strong families are not created by chance, they are built on purpose. Every word spoken, every boundary set, every value modeled is a brick in the fortress of family identity. Let us confront reality. Modern families are under siege. The rates of divorce are high, children are increasingly anxious, marriages often lack resilience, and many homes are fractured by neglect, not always physical neglect but emotional and spiritual neglect. Technology distracts us, work consumes us, busyness deceives us. We are often more intentional about our careers, our social media image, and our financial portfolio than about our marriages or children. We meticulously plan vacations, yet leave parenting to chance. We invest in business strategies but rarely invest with equal passion in family strategies. The result: couples grow apart instead of together. Children grow confused instead of secure. Families become fragile instead of strong. But here is the good news: what is broken can be rebuilt. What is neglected can be renewed. The solution begins with intentional parenting anchored in intentional marriage. You cannot separate marriage from parenting. The strongest gift parents can give their children is not toys, education, or opportunities, it is a healthy marriage. Children thrive when they see love modeled, respect demonstrated, and conflict handled with maturity. When spouses honor each other, children learn respect. When spouses forgive each other, children learn grace. When spouses persevere, children learn resilience. Conversely, when marriage is chaotic, unstable, or absent, children internalize instability as the norm. A family's strength is directly tied to the strength of the marriage. Intentional parenting therefore begins with intentional marriage. It means fathers and mothers decide, consciously, daily, that their relationship with each other is worth fighting for, worth nurturing, worth prioritizing. The pillars of intentional parenting and marriage. 1. Vision and purpose. Every intentional family begins with a vision. Parenting is not simply about managing behavior, it is about shaping destiny. Ask yourself, what kind of legacy do I want my children to inherit? What values should define my marriage? Without vision, families wander. With vision, families flourish. Vision requires couples to sit down and define what their marriage stands for, what values they will model, and what future they want for their children. 2. Presence and attention. Intentionality is spelled time, which is time. Presence is the greatest gift parents can give. Children do not measure love by the price of gifts but by the presence of parents. Likewise, marriages grow not by grand gestures alone but by daily attentiveness, listening, laughing, praying, and being there for one another. Busyness is the enemy of intentional parenting. Many parents are present physically but absent emotionally. Many spouses share the same roof but live in parallel worlds. Intentional parenting calls us back to undistracted attention. 3. Communication and connection. Families fracture when communication fails. Strong families are built when conversations are open, honest, and consistent. Parents must communicate not only discipline but encouragement. Spouses must communicate not only logistics but affection. Children need to hear, "I love you. I am proud of you. I believe in you." Spouses need to hear, "I appreciate you. I choose you. I am committed to you." Intentional words create emotional security. 4. Discipline and boundaries. Love without discipline breeds entitlement. Discipline without love breeds resentment. Intentional parenting balances both. Boundaries are not prisons, they are protection. Strong families understand that discipline is not punishment but training. Similarly, in marriage, boundaries safeguard faithfulness, respect, and trust. Intentional couples establish boundaries to protect their relationship from infidelity, neglect, or external interference. 5. Faith and values. Every family transmits values, whether consciously or unconsciously. The question is not if your children will learn values, but which values they will learn. Intentional parenting anchors the family in unchanging truths: faith, integrity, service, kindness, and respect. Strong marriages are built on shared values. When spouses share faith and principles, they walk in unity. Intentional families choose values not by accident but by conviction. Every family faces storms, financial strain, health crises, misunderstandings, cultural pressures. What separates strong families from broken families is not the absence of storms but the presence of anchors. Intentional parents and spouses prepare for storms before they arrive. They establish habits of communication, prayer, financial stewardship, and forgiveness that become lifelines in crisis. When finances collapse, intentional families cling to unity rather than turn to blame. When conflict arises, intentional families seek reconciliation instead of resentment. When culture pressures children, intentional families reaffirm identity and values. Parenting is never just about today, it is about tomorrow. Every decision echoes into the future. Children raised in intentional families often repeat the cycle of intentionality. They marry with purpose, parent with vision, and contribute to society with strength. Conversely, neglect often reproduces neglect. Brokenness often begets brokenness, unless someone in the family line chooses intentionality. When you choose intentional parenting today, you are not just changing your family, you are changing generations. Imagine a world where marriages are resilient, where fathers are present, where mothers are empowered, where children are nurtured with purpose. That world begins with one intentional family at a time. Practical steps to begin intentional parenting and marriage. 1. Set aside family vision time. Sit with your spouse and children, define your family's values, write them down, and live by them. 2. Prioritize marriage first. Date your spouse, affirm your love, resolve conflicts quickly. Remember, strong marriage equals strong parenting. 3. Create family traditions, rituals, family dinners, bedtime prayers, weekly check-ins, anchor children's sense of belonging. 4. Limit distractions. Set boundaries with technology, work, and external demands. Create sacred family time. 5. Invest in growth. Read books on parenting and marriage, attend workshops, seek mentors, and learn continuously. 6. Model what you expect. Children copy what you do more than what you say. Live the values you want them to embrace. 7. Embrace forgiveness and grace. No family is perfect. Be quick to apologize, quick to forgive, and slow to hold grudges. The question is not whether our children will be shaped, it is by whom and by what. If we do not shape them intentionally, the world will shape them accidentally. If we do not nurture our marriages with purpose, the pressures of life will erode them by default. We are not just raising children, we are raising future spouses, future parents, future leaders. We are not just managing households, we are sculpting legacies. Every intentional act, reading a bedtime story, having a family meal, speaking a word of encouragement, holding your spouse's hand, praying together, is a seed. Seeds sown with intentionality yield harvests of love, resilience, and strength. Let us refuse to be passive parents. Let us refuse to be complacent spouses. Let us rise with vision, live with purpose, and love with intentionality. For in doing so, we will not only build stronger families, we will build stronger societies, stronger nations, stronger futures. In closing, let us remember this truth. History does not remember families by their wealth, their possessions, or their social status. History remembers families by the values they lived and the legacies they left. Your children will not remember the size of your house, but they will remember whether it was filled with love. They will not remember how many hours you worked, but they will remember how many hours you listened. They will not remember every word you spoke, but they will remember how you made them feel secure, loved, and valued. Marriage and parenting are sacred callings. They are not accidents of biology but assignments of destiny. When we embrace them with intentionality, we honor our children, our spouses, and the generations yet unborn. So let us leave here today with renewed resolve, to parent with purpose, to love with devotion, to build families that stand as fortresses of strength in a fragile world. For strong families birth strong nations, and intentional parenting is the pathway to both. Thank you.